Alright guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this turban. I looked everywhere on YouTube, on Google, on everything to try to figure out how to make the turban hat, not just the turban headband, because I don't want a headband, I wanted a hat. And I pretty much couldn't find anything and had to figure it out for myself, so I did. It's really easy. I sewed it all by hand. I wanted to share with you guys in case you guys have been wondering on how to make one. Because they're so easy to make. Like, it doesn't even take a lot of fabric. If you want to learn how to make this turban, then stay tuned, keep watching. Okay, so we're going to start out with the drawing of the turban and the tab. And the turban should be 15 inches in length and about 11, 12, or 13 inches in width. Just depends on how big your head is. And the tab should be 4 inches by 5 inches. It doesn't matter which side. It's a 4 or 5. I got this mannequin head from Hobby Lobby for $4.99. And I'm just measuring the width around the mannequin's head. My head is actually bigger than this. So I'm going to add a few extra inches onto my turban when I sew it, but measuring it around is about 20 inches. So if that's your size, then you can make it to the size of that. But like I said, my head's bigger, so I'm going to add more to it. Mine's about 23 inches, so I'm going to take that 23 inches, cut it in half, and it's about 11.5 inches. And the measurement should be about 11, 12, or 13, and mine's in between 11 and 12 with 11.5. So that's how the width that my fabric's going to be when I measure it, doubled up. And it's stretchy. I'm using a really stretched jersey. And I'm going to fold it in half. It's already like doubled up because it's on the bolt, but I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to make my turban doubled up because I want it thick. So I'm going to fold it over and then measure the 11.5 inches down. I think it's a little bit more than 11.5 inches. It's kind of blurry. I didn't realize it was so blurry when I was recording it. But I'm going to measure down 11.5 inches and then cut. And then I'm going to cut and measure. I think I got it mixed up. Measuring down is 15 inches because that's the length. And then right there, I'm cutting to 11.5 inches. So. And then I cut out the tab, which is 4 by 5. And then I'm going to take my needle and thread and thread the needle. And then I'm going to sew down both sides, and I'm going to leave an opening. And I'm going to leave an opening right there where I'm putting the pin. Right there where I put the pin, I'm going to leave it opening about 1 inch to 2 inch opening there. So I'm just going to hand sew the side down. And I used a back stitch. You can use whatever kind of stitch you like, but I think that I like back stitch because it's more secure and it holds them in place more. So I'm using a back stitch and I'm going to sew it down. And there's a close-up of me sewing it. You just go in. I have a long string. Just go in and then go backward instead of sewing forward. I can't explain it. I'll probably do a video on how to do back stitch if you guys don't know how to do it. Like hand stitching stitches, so you guys know like different hand stitches. Hand sewing is a pain, but sometimes you just have to do it. So I'm just continuing to back stitch the side, and then I'm going to do the other side. And both sides are done, so I'm going to sew the tab down now. I'm just going to do one side of the tab and then leave both sides open on the tab. And that's already sewed. You see both sides of the turban are sewed down with a little opening on the edge. You'll see that in a second. And then I'm turning the tab inside out so that I can sew that to the turban. So then I'm going to take it on the side and see my little finger poking through the side right there where the opening is. And then I'm going to stick the tab through there because that's what's going to create the bunching on the front of the turban and the little tab part. And the thicker your fabric is, the more in length your fabric is, the more bunchy it's going to be right there. And mine is 15 inches, so if you do like longer than 15 inches, then it'll be more bunched up in the front. I don't know if you guys prefer that. It just depends on what you guys prefer. And I'm going to hand sew that. Use a back stitch. I sewed that down like 3 times across. So just sewing that down to make sure it stays in place and keeps the turban all set. And then that's done. So then that's just to show you what it looks like. I have to fix the front a little bit. And then I'm going to try it on the mannequin head just to see like how it is panning out. And that little flap right there, I don't know if you can see it, if you saw it, the little opening still, you can sew that down, and I'm going to sew that down later so that you can't see that, or you can just tuck it in. It's just up to that little piece right there. You can tuck that in or you can sew it down, and I sewed it down later on in the video. I don't think I showed it in the video, but I did sew it down to the back. So you just fix it, play with it a little bit before you sew the back of it, and that's what I'm doing right now, just playing with it, um, with the scrunch, ugh, playing with the gathering on it just to see like how I like it and how it fits and everything. And like I said, my turban's gonna be bigger than the head, mannequin head, because my head's bigger than the mannequin head, about 3 inches bigger. So yeah. So the back is you can either gather that or you can make pleats. And I made pleats in mine instead of gathering it. Because you can just do a running stitch and then just gather it and that be like that. And that's how the back's supposed to look. But I chose to do pleats in mine, so that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm doing now, just making pleats in it, um, positioning them. And I didn't measure how, like, if I was doing like 1 inch pleats or whatever. I just kind of did it, like, I just kind of like improvise and just, that's the way I sew. Like, I sew like when I just kind of improvise just to see how things work. A lot of my sewing is like experimenting. So it either comes out how I want it to or it doesn't. So, but this is really easy and really quick. So I'm just pinning down the pleats and then I'm going to sew them together in a second. And then that last little piece, I'm going to make a pleat out of that too because I don't want to have like a little cone head in the back because that would not be cute. So I just pin that last piece down. I thread my needle again with more thread and then aren't those socks in the back cute? My friend has some cute socks on, huh? So I just take the turban off the mannequin head and then just sew it down. I sew it inside the seam from where it was sewed before so that you don't see the stitches. So that's what I did. And I sewed it down probably twice. I went back twice and did it again so that it stays in place and it's secure and everything. So, and that's the finished look. And I really hope you guys like it. And it's really cute and super easy. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And So I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.